What's good, family? What's good? What's good? What's good? Hope everyone's having a blessed Sunday. Enjoying this NFL Sunday action. Of course, you know what it is. This is Southern Baller Show. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. And of course, you know I have my host on here, Coach 67 Sports TV. What's going on, man?
I'm blessed and highly favored. How are y'all gentlemen doing on this lovely Sunday afternoon?
Man, cannot complain. Cannot complain at all. Cannot complain at all, man. JB, how you doing?
Like Coach said, man, blessed and highly favored, man, and ready to talk some ball, man.
I forgot to give a link to 86 Ghosts if you want to jump, hop on. But yeah, man, we before we go in the ball, man, let's talk about that Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua fight card, man. So I watched the Tyron Woodley. I was actually on a shout out to 86 Goats. He had a live. I was actually on live. While at a watch party with some friends and I was able to hop on with 86 Goats, just to show love. And I watched the Tyron Woodley versus the Anderson Silva boxing match, and Anderson Silva faked like he was gonna do like a knee kick or a high knee, and hit Tyron Woodley ass with a nasty uppercut, and knocked his ass out. At this
How
point,
was he able to do this in a boxing match?
He didn't actually, and that's the thing, he didn't actually hit kick Tyron Woodley. He faked like he was.
So why would Woodley fall for it though? That's what I'm saying.
It's the MMA fight in him, man. He fell for that shit, and the uppercut was right there. And that's man. Shout out to Anderson Silva, and I'm gonna give props to Tyron Woodley. People tearing his ass up. Pause. What I mean is they're not speaking highly of him in the in social media on the internet, but he took this fight on short notice because no one else would want to
jump in.
Yeah, jump in with Anderson Silva. So Taiwan was a warrior, man. He was one of the best. I forget the weight class he fought. I want to say welterweight, but or light heavyweight. But he's one of the best. He's going in the Hall of Fame one day in the MMA or UFC, excuse me. But now, it's time for you to retire. It's time to retire, homie. Shout out to
that punch resistance and all that is gone.
It's gone. It's gone. Go ahead, JB.
No, I seen that when he fought Kobe Covington, but I just think the stuff that. Let me tell you something. When I was used to being on UFC heavy, I was there when Tyron Woodley was in his prime. He was putting them white boys to sleep. You hear me? Yes. I'm talking about legends. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if it's just wear and tear. It just started losing. And I think it started with the Umar fight. Didn't he fight Kamari Usman, I think.
I think so.
And then ever since then, I don't think, he hasn't won a fight in years. I just think, and of course, fighters know when it's time for her to hang it up. But I just think, yeah, man, you don't really got nothing else to prove, man. You dominated your era when you had the belt. So,
It's just too much money for him to quit. I think that's the problem.
Mm, good point. Too gritty. And those who don't know who that's talking, that's my brother, 86 Ghost. He was on. He's been on past shows in the past, but he's a content creator, man. What's good, 86 Ghost?
Just enjoying this Sunday. Almost died yesterday. My sister think I'm still young, so we was moving her from her house to a new place.
Oh, I know, man. Me and JB helped someone move last weekend, so I understand.
oh man,
Man, salute
hope they
86
she
Ghost,
fed you or
man.
something, bro.
That's the favorite sibling. She do all the cooking that I can't do. I said, hey, this is dessert recipe that I want. I tell her the day she'll make it. I'll come pick it up.
There you go. That's how that works.
And shout out to brother Brent Fox, man. He said, salute brothers taking care of business, but hopefully be on soon. Hey, take your time, brother. Take your time. Everybody showing love. Okay. But the fight card, the fight card was decent. Keno Marley cruiserweight. The prelim card was on YouTube. It was free. Keno Marley defeat De'Ara Davis Jr. Avius Griffin defeated Justin Cardona KO in the first round. Now I ain't gonna lie, that strawweight fight with your Casca Val and Yadira Bastos, them women was brawling, bro.
Yeah, they were going at it.
But your Costa Val ended up defeating her, defeating Yadira Bastos. Now, Caroline Dubois. Those who are familiar with that name, that's Daniel Dubois, aka Triple D, heavyweight contender. That's his little sister. She beat up Camille. A fighter named Camelia Pinata. Unanimous decision. She could have got her out of there if she would have pressed the gas, but she wanted to be smart, not get caught with nothing careless. But this was her lightweight debut in America. And those who don't know, there's been some back and forth between her and Alicia Baumgartner. So we might see that fight in the future, y'all.
Now I want to ask you this: who you think a better fighter, Daniel Dubois' sister or Sebastian Fundора's sister?
Caroline Dubois.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Caroline Dubois. And and then getting into the main card, Jamal Harvey at super featherweight defeated Kevin Cervantes in unanimous decision. 6-round fight. Y'all, this is because he was a amateur champion, Jamal Harvey. This was his first fight in the pros period. Of course, he has a lot of experience in the amateurs, but this was his first fight in the pros, and he fought this dude named Kevin Cervantes, and the dude was 6-0 with 6 KOs. Of course, we don't know who those dudes were, but Jamal Harvey beat up Kevin Cervantes. I mean, just styled on him. He looked like he was the more experienced fighter. So very impressive. So y'all, at super featherweight, y'all be on the lookout for a brother named Jamal Harvey. And we just talked about the Anderson Silva and Tyron Woodley fight. And then Alicia Baumgartner defeated Layla Budon. Um, she in the I don't remember the round Alicia Baumgartner knocked down Lila Budon. But I did notice Lila Budon hurt Alicia Baumgartner to the body in the 11th round. But Alicia Baumgartner kept her composure and ended up winning the fight in a unanimous decision. JB, what was your thoughts on that fight?
I mean, pretty much like you said, Baumgartner, controlled the fight for most of the rounds except the 11th, where she had a little controversy. But coming back in that 12th round, she, confirmed control and ended the fight and winning it with a unanimous decision. So um, hopefully, we get to see that fight between Baumgartner and Dubois sister, and I'll be looking forward to that.
I agree. I agree. Coach, I know you said you just watch highlights, but you got any thoughts on Alicia Baumgartner and maybe a potential matchup against Caroline Dubois?
Uh, in terms of, I didn't catch Danny Dubois' sister, but I did see some of the Alicia Baumgartner fight. My
Good.
thing is, people talk about how much David Haney clinches, but I don't think they was really talking about how much the chick that Alicia Baumgartner was clinching at, how much she was clinching at one point. So
Yeah, it was crazy.
that's my criticism is like, when it came to like the amount of running that Jake Paul did, or the amount of clinching that the chick did against Alicia Baumgartner, it was like no real criticism. They didn't have no smoke for them, but they have clinch counters for somebody like Devin the Dream Haney, even though Brian Norman Jr. was the one that did all the clinching when they fought. So my point is, it's like they have smoke for who they want to have smoke for. But overall, I was glad Alicia Baumgartner, was able to get another dub. But let's see if she could kind of live up to some of this hype that people saying. She's saying that she's a better fighter than Clarissa Shields and this type of thing. I mean, clearly, from a beauty standpoint, beauty is marketable. But let's see if she can fully capitalize on that and go to the next level in the realm of boxing. Oh, and shout out to 86 Ghosts, you did.
Appreciate it. Oh, it's my turn to go?
I think Garrett, you on mute, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm talking on mute. My bad. Yeah, so I was saying piggybacking on the fellas wheel. What's your opinion, Ghost?
I feel what Coach was saying. It's always certain people that we want to hold accountable. Oh, this guy was running, or this girl was ducking this at this point in time. It's all strategy at the end of the day. But at some points, you have the ref in there to make sure that after about 5 or 6 holes in the same round, you got to start stripping points. And you can't fault anybody, just like in real life. If you're going to let me get away with it, I'm going to do it. That's why your ref has to step up and he has to do his job to make sure the fight goes the right way. As far as Paul and Joshua, it was amazing. It went past 2.5 rounds. I feel like Joshua has some clause in his contract that it has to at least get a certain distance for me to get a certain amount of money. And I feel like he got that money. And he said, all right, we got to get you up out of here now.
That's a good segue into the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight. And salute to Brent Fox. He said Baumgartner versus Dubois should be fire. I think Baumgartner's experience should help her win. I think I'm a after what I've seen. I'm gonna go ahead and go Dubois. I think Dubois got enough to maybe edge Baumgartner. Could be wrong. But and of course, finally, the Anthony Joshua Jake Paul fight. Anthony Joshua ended up after Jake Paul ran around the ring for a good 5 rounds until that final round where Anthony Joshua caught his ass in the corner and got him with a good right hook. So it was more like a jab, strong ass jab. Broke Jake Paul's jaw in 2 places and knocked out a couple of teeth. My question is to you fellas: should Jake Paul get any props for fighting a former heavyweight champion, or he shouldn't get? Because with a lot of people saying, and I agree, Anthony Joshua was just carrying him, which I agree. I think if Anthony Joshua could have pressed it in the first or second round, he would have he could have got Jake Paul out of there sooner.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think he carried him, and the whole broken jaw thing. I'm not really buying to keep it a buck because like you said, I don't think Joshua really was going full throttle. Just think about it. He knocked out Francis Ngannou in the second, and would he knock Jake Paul out in 6? I mean, if Ngannou and Paul fought, I'm putting my money on Ngannou. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. In fact, in all actuality, that probably would have been a better fight for Paul, even though I still think Ngannou would have knocked him out. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's a circus fight. I really don't put a whole lot of stock in Jake Paul. In fact, really, I don't even put in a whole lot of merit in the fact that he said he's retiring. I think the fact that you got people like Tank Davis who was supposed to fight him, guys like that didn't fight the fighters he should have fought, like like Devin the Dream Haney, like Shakur Stevenson, like Mr. Gary Russell Jr., like Tevin Farmer. If somebody like him would have fought all the guys that they were supposed to fight, it wouldn't have opened a pathway for somebody like Jake Paul to even be in a sport of boxing. So at the end of the day, he don't get no credit from me, and I still think it was rigged. And really, Joshua should have stopped him in the first round instead of stopping him in the 6th round. And then for all these Joshua fans that came out to Woolworths, look, until y'all tell y'all boy to fight Deontay Wilder, I don't want to hear nothing from Anthony Joshua fans.
Shit, Deontay Wilder being Anthony Joshua was mandatory for how many years?
He ducked the smoke with Wilder for years and years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't hear nothing about Joshua. Let him go over there and fight Tyson Fury. That'll be a good fight for him.
Yeah.
All right. JB, what's your opinion?
I mean, the brothers basically answered, what I was gonna say for me. I think there was something in the pause, to carry him in the first couple of rounds, and then probably then put it on him for real after the 5th round or something. Because you see him just not cutting off the ring from the first, round 1 to round 5, kind of like doing this bullshit ass motion with his fist. You know what I'm saying? Then, after the 5th round, he cut the ring off and start whooping his ass. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we all know what that is. You know what I'm saying? But like Coach said, I don't really want to hear people complain about Jake Paul, because if the boxers were to fight, give us the fights that we wanted to see, there wouldn't be no Jake Paul. There wouldn't be a lot of money for people wanting to see Anthony Joshua knock him out. If we would have got the Anthony Joshua versus the Wilders, if we would have gotten the, like you said, Tank Davis versus Devin Haney or Shakur, or Teofimo Lopez, you know what I'm saying? The reason why we got Spencer and Crawford is because of one, the LGBT, and because uh Errol Spence went against his promotion to fight him because Errol Spence promotion to PBC didn't want wanting him fighting Crawford. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of red tape in boxing that needs to be cut and thrown away. And I'm glad, dudes like Turkey Al Sheet coming in to shake up boxing. Because now you're getting paid. He's paying these boxers. So now money shouldn't be no excuse. Now we finally see who pussy and who not. Continue, Jared.
That's true, man. Salute, Fat Family in chat. J Bar, salute. Appreciate you always supporting. Um, Big Reg, host of Big Boy Talk, says hello everybody. What's good, Big Reg, man? Always supporting. Y'all make sure y'all support his channel. Host of a very good show. Him, 86 Ghosts and Jada 6. So please support. But going to you, 86 Ghosts. What's your? You touched on it a little bit. Um, but anything else?
Yeah, I'm not giving Jake Paul credit for nothing. He tried to fight a guy who was a smooth 140 pounds, maybe walking around. As far as I know, a lot of times, I don't know why I can't remember his damn name, but
Tank Davis.
Tank Davis has to gain weight to meet the guy that he's fighting. He has to gain weight, and then he ends up losing it before the fight. So if you were going down there to fight Tank Davis, you don't get no credit for going up to fight Anthony Joshua, because at the end of the day, you're still picking your opponent. Your opponent's not picking you.
Good point, man. Good point. Yeah, hand picking your opponents. Yeah, it's obvious, man. It's obvious. But before we move on, anything else y'all want to discuss regarding boxing or?
Oh, I was going to give Big Red credit for having the best podcast.
Yes, sir. Facts. Yes, sir. But let's go ahead. You know how we do it. We're gonna go ahead and tackle the playoffs, man. So we gonna say the best for last, and and of course I'm gonna eat crow. I have to eat crow today, but we gonna say that for last. But so we're gonna go into James Madison versus Oregon. Oregon basically outgunned James Madison with their speed, which JB and I and Big Joe and Coach we knew was gonna happen. That Oregon's offense was too fast. But and people bitching complaining about, see, that's why it needs to be all just Power 5 schools. But here's the thing, though. If this continues to happen, eventually, young boys will see the James Madisons and the Tulanes in the playoffs, and they want to go to that school. The Power 5, the 5-star and 4-star players who can make a difference, who's fast, and so this can be good. But it was. I will say this. This is refreshing to see a different school in the playoffs. For me, I can't speak with no one else. Maybe somebody didn't enjoy seeing James Madison get eventually overwhelmed. But I think this could be good for what's to come in the future. But the Oregon Ducks end up beating James Madison 51-34. Alonzo Barnett had a decent game. 23 completions out of 48 attempts, 273 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dante Moore threw for 313 yards through the air, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Now, I will say this: James Madison on the defensive side, especially in the secondary, was a couple of studs away. I mean, in players or recruits, they were a couple of studs away to stay in that game because they offense was moving the ball against Oregon. But what y'all think about this, the James Madison and Oregon game, Coach?
I mean, truthfully speaking, I'm not gonna lie. I think people gonna feel like, yeah, like they didn't belong, and that was the whole thing. I always kind of talked about in regards to the playoffs. I remember years ago, not just years ago. I mean, you could think of so many teams that like went undefeated and they didn't get it. They didn't get a chance to play in the playoffs or whatever the case may be. Now you don't have those excuses. You get your opportunity to make it to the big dance. It just kind of depends on what you're gonna do when you get to that point. And at the end of the day, like you said, basically, Oregon just got more Jimmys and Joes at the end of the day. So realistically, I thought it was gonna be a much more dominant performance in favor of Oregon. But at the end of the day, it's good to see the underdog at least get their shot, whether they can win or not. Because, you and I...
You saying it better than I just said it a few minutes ago. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, and one thing you and I talked about once, with our brother, the General, I kind of spoke on this yesterday on my live stream. Him and I, we need to get back to, how sad the show is now that, football is winding down. Rocky is a good underdog movie, but in real life, Apollo Creed savagely knocks Rocky out. And I think we kind of seeing this with, these playoff matchups where years ago, these underdogs really didn't get a chance to play in the playoffs. Now they have their shot, and they're not really, they're showing that, I hate to say it, that, those bigger teams, those bigger PWI Power 4 schools, hey, they're there for a reason. So it kind of is what it is, But at least they're getting their shot,
JB?
I mean, this is the circle of life for football. Anybody who played football, as far as going to the playoffs, first round, if you're a top seed, you play somebody that's made it in or barely made it in, and normally they get the shit beat out of them. That's how that goes. So I don't know why people want to change that. And then like we said on this show before, it clears up the noise. It shuts up the noise that the teams of the Florida States from a couple of years ago saying they got robbed. You know what I'm saying? So now you're gonna get your chance. You know what I'm saying? So now we don't want to hear James Madison or Tulane saying that they didn't get their chance. You got your chance. You know what I'm saying? So I like it. Kind of like that's just why people love March Madness. You know what I'm saying? You get schools from you never heard of before. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. You know what I'm saying? So they're bringing that little bit of element to the college football. But it's harder for college, football. They get an upset because they got most of the recruits now. That's going to change a little bit with the what's not the UIL, but the
NIL.
the NIL. The NIL, like you said, Jared, you might see a couple of 5-stars go to a James Madison. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, but like I said before, last show, I expected this. I was kind of glad that James Madison did put some points on the board, show that some fight. But yeah, there was this was expected.
Okay, and salute to Willie Osborne. He said Alabama versus Texas Tech. Georgia versus Miami. College football Final Four 2026. I can actually see that. I can actually see that. Um, hopefully Texas Tech gets past Oregon. We gonna get to that, but yeah, I can see that, Willie. I definitely can see that. Brent Fox said, definitely wrong on that one. Oregon versus James Madison. So yeah, excuse me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you, man. I picked Oregon because I knew better, man. Um, uh, 86 goats on opinion on James Madison versus Oregon.
Well, the guys said it earlier. Yeah, you have a smaller school that's going against Oregon. They're probably outgunned. It might be obvious, but at the same time, you do have guys who will see that and say, "Hey, if I can go there and make a difference, my draft stock will go up." And they're gonna go there. They're gonna give it their heart. But more importantly to me, if you look at it, you got to give them boys a chance to play to show that college football is equal and fair as far as opportunity. Who capitalizes on it is who capitalizes on it. But you also had a few years ago when they said, hey, I think it was Florida State, and the quarterback got hurt, and they were like, oh, well, since their quarterback is hurt, we're going to take them out of that spot, and we're going to put another team there. And the team that they put in that spot still ended up getting beat like they owed them money.
Right.
So you might as well use the system that you created to get people where they're supposed to be as far as how the system is made. And you just got to let the shit fall where they may. If a team goes and they go out there and they get crushed, well, okay, we know we need to work on. And we know we need to recruit better or what have you, so on, because now somebody in the transfer portal is willing to go to James Madison because they'll get a chance to at least get in the playoffs instead of going to the transfer portal and going to a random team that has no name all the same, but they don't see the same opportunity or chances to make the playoffs on that same team.
Well said. Well said. You just took basically what everybody said and just said it in your own words. Very well. Okay. JB, you just look like you about to say something.
No, I was going to agree. That was very well said.
Yeah, very well said. Of course, do we have to talk about Tulane versus Ole Miss? Well, we are. Ole Miss ended up beating Tulane 41-10. I ain't gonna lie. This one, I thought James Madison was gonna be beaten worse than, even though Oregon did put up 50 points. James Madison at least put up 34 points, even though it was garbage points on Oregon to not make it look that bad. But Tulane just only scored 10, and Ole Miss scored 41. JB, you called it. The line of scrimmage was those hogs on the offense and defense side of the ball. Tulane was no match for that SEC talent that Ole Miss had.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like your boy Devontae Kincaid said it on the interview on YouTube. If you go between HBCUs and PWIs and FCS schools, really with the skill position, you will see most of the time the same thing. As far as wide receivers and sometimes DBs, but where the PWIs and the FBS and then the FCS, some of those schools have over the smaller schools is the line of scrimmage. the O line and they get the best O line and D line. So what we just talked about with James Madison, may well, they may have okay linemen, but as a small school, which is why they were able to put 30, come back even in garbage time, put 34 points on the board. With Tulane, you saw a big ass difference
Mm.
when the line of scrimmage, and they just couldn't recover.
You saw when they did the quarterback sneak. It was 3rd and 1, and then it
Oh,
was
when that happened, I
with
said
Jake
it was over.
Reslap, and then it was 4th and 1, and all they was trying to do was just show some pride and get the first down. D line didn't bud. Ole Miss's D line did not bud. They tried to do a quarterback sneak with Jake Reslap, former BYU quarterback, and it didn't. Yeah, he no movement.
And Ole Miss send D linemen in the draft every year. They sending dudes in the I don't care what type of season they have. They can be ass, but they always sending NFL defensive linemen to the league.
Yeah, that's true.
Or, so that's the difference.
That's the difference. Uh, but yeah, like I said, Tulane ended up losing to Ole Miss 41-10. Now, uh, Tulane was still to put up 300 yards on Ole Miss secondary because I always and me and Coach always raved about Tulane's offense, and that's to go back to what I said. Like they just a few pieces away to compete as far as talent wise, um, to compete with the Ole Misses or the Bamas or whatever the case may be. Um, they got they just defensive wise and offensive wise they just got overwhelmed eventually. Um, but coach, I'm going to you. What's your opinion on this game?
Well, before I even get into it, John Summerall, this season he's done an excellent job rebuilding that Tulane program. I haven't seen Tulane be this good in years, to be truthful. Uh, and I'm not gonna lie, I was just flat out wrong. I thought, maybe they might be to do something against Ole Miss, and it was obvious that Ole Miss just was in this context, in this matchup, they were just the bigger, stronger, faster, better across the board. You know what I'm saying? And I think it kind of gave John Summerall a peek at what he gonna have to do when he go to University of Florida in terms of, you're gonna be seeing SEC teams week in and week out. It's not gonna be the same way at Tulane where you're not playing against that caliber competition. It's gonna be a huge step up. So I think John Summerall he's gonna be up to the challenge when he go to University of Florida. But I see why you know Tulane really couldn't compete with Ole Miss, and it kind of reminded me of years ago when Sean King led Tulane to an undefeated season, and many Tulane faithful were like, "Hey, we should have got a chance on the big stage and whoop the whoop the woo." Truthfully speaking, the same thing that happened to them against Ole Miss, it would have happened. The same thing would have happened had they had the opportunity back then with Sean King. And that's the reason why you got the big schools doing what they're doing. And one thing I'm gonna kind of disagree with and give a little pushback on earlier, JB was saying that the NIL can make a difference. Realistically, your power four PWIs are the schools that have like the deeper war chest, the bigger bag of money. So that's why you see teams like Oregon and Ohio State. I think last year, Ohio State spent like $20 million in NIL money, whatever the case may be. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like he said, he made a valid point in this regard in terms of basketball. It's easier for mid majors to make it to the Elite Eight, Final Four, that type of thing. But when it comes to football, football is a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball of wax. So that's why you'll be hard pressed to see a team like Tulane win a national championship or team like James Madison or whatever the case may be. It's not gonna happen in football. It's more possible and more likely. And again, even though you haven't seen a mid-major, make it all the way and actually win it all, but I think it's more likely in basketball with March Madness. In football is highly unlikely because that's where it comes down, like you said, the offensive line, defensive line play up front in the trenches. But not only that, but those teams have a deeper war chest and they have a bigger bag of money to play with. Anytime you got Phil Knight throwing Nike money at Oregon, you got billionaires at the University of Texas. I mean, don't get me wrong, you have to have the right coach, the right recruiting coordinator. You have to be able to develop talent, so on and so forth, pick the right players that's the right fit for your scheme and your system. But at the end of the day, the bigger schools have more at their disposal. And that's the reason why you'll probably see a team like, I don't know, maybe Indiana, Ohio State, whoever won the national championship.
Okay. 86 goats. What's your opinion on the Tulane and Ole Miss game?
I don't know as much about that game, but from what sounds like, it's a problem in the trenches. And I don't know if most HBCUs have a wrestling team or a wrestling coach, but your best bet to match up in the trenches when you don't have as big a war chest as Coach was saying is start recruiting some of those, I guess, top level wrestlers that were in your state or in the states that are around you. You got to get extra creative and kind of teach them guys how to do the stuff that the linemen do, because you have guys like Linderbaum for the Ravens, and I mean, he's absolutely undersized, but it takes an elite level defensive lineman to really displace him in a way that makes him look bad. And that's because he has a natural wrestling background. So you can get around being not the biggest, at least offensive line wise, when you have things like that. Or we have Aeneas Peoples, and he's really good at leverage on a defensive line, and he seems to be doing better than some of our bigger defensive linemen sometimes against these bigger offensive linemen.
That's interesting. Yeah, definitely. Implement wrestling, and especially in the O-line, D-line warfare. I definitely agree. Um, okay. Moving on. So we had Bama versus Oklahoma.
Ooh.
This game, don't get me wrong. I think I picked Bama. JB picked Bama. He didn't want to, but he knew better. Coach, I can't remember who you picked, and Brent and
I think
Time.
I think I think I picked, if I recall correctly, I think I picked Oklahoma. Big Joe almost convinced me not to. I think he picked Oklahoma too, but he was saying, and he was right, like it's difficult to beat a team twice in the same season.
Yeah, that's what he
And
said. Yeah.
and what he said, he was 100% accurate. It came to fruition, even though, Oklahoma went to Alabama and beat Alabama. And even though they were at home this time and they were on the ropes, and it seemed like, just like we talked about on HBCU Fanatics, when we were talking about South Carolina State and PV was up 21-0, and they didn't put their foot on South Carolina State throat. In this context, I don't think it was more of a situation where it wasn't a situation where Oklahoma wasn't trying to put their foot on Alabama's throat. It was the fact that Alabama made a couple plays and it kind of gave them new life and new hope. And once you kind of breathe new life and new hope into them, it was kind of off to the races for Alabama. And the tide, it definitely turned, pun intended. And
Right.
even though with the situation with Prairie View and South Carolina State, it was more of a situation where Tremaine Gray and Prairie View let let South Carolina State off the hook and let them back into the game. Oklahoma really wasn't trying to let them back into the game, but once Alabama scored, it was kind of like all downhill for Oklahoma after that. And not only that, even when it was to the point where we talk about dominating up front on both sides of the ball. I'm not gonna lie, like it really was to a point where Oklahoma was giving Alabama the business, but after they made a few plays, it basically just gave Alabama hope, and then after that, it was all she wrote.
Yeah, man. So those who don't know why this game was so irritating to, especially a lot of Oklahoma fans and people that were rooting against Bama, Oklahoma had a very significant lead, and I can't remember what was it like 21-0?
It was like 17
17
nothing.
or nothing.
17-0. Yeah, and it looked like Oklahoma had everything rolling, especially in the passing game, but they left Bama off the hook. JB, what's your opinion on this game?
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take my victory lap, but I'll just say this that I kind of knew because everybody was I've watched Oklahoma before during the season, and they have a knack of giving up leads, going stale on offense, especially when the other team stops the QB from running the ball, John Mateer. Um, so they love running him a lot. Um, and I just knew that Bama, even though Bama is not the Bama of old, they're still Bama. I mean, they still got some pieces there as far as being dangerous on offense, and they got a decent defensive line. And like I was saying backstage, the similarities of South Carolina State and Prairie View A&M, where you had South Carolina State being in the Celebration Bowl, the last couple of years and winning it, and then you had Prairie View A&M. They had a couple of good seasons, far and few in between, and then finally getting there and not knowing what to do, not being consistent. So that kind of happened with Oklahoma, where they're finally on that stage after, about 3 years ago they were very good, and then these last couple of years they were average to putrid, especially on defense. They didn't know what to do when Bama put them in a position where they had to make a play, and it cost them. They were up 17-0, but as a mature, been there, done that, program, they weathered the storm.
Yeah, yeah, and
Hey, I need to jump in real quick.
go ahead.
First of all, shout out to our brother Brent Fox.
Yeah,
But
brother Brent.
I say this all the time at AW Memphis Stadium, P. Richardson Field, when the third quarter ends and the fourth quarter begins, and Southern turn on these goddamn flashing lights, and they pop the fireworks and this, that, and the third. If you getting your head kicked in, all it does is give new life and new hope, and it energizes the other team more than it fires up and amps up your team. I think 50 Cent coming out there with Oklahoma and singing this song, this, that, and the third, I don't think it had the same kind of effect that those flashing lights and fireworks does to fire up the other teams at AW Memphis Stadium. But I'm not gonna lie, it really didn't benefit Oklahoma, him coming out there with the hard to kill t-shirt on and him rapping his many men and this, that, and the third. I don't think it really benefited nor helped Oklahoma. And they still ended up losing by 10. So at the end of the day, I think when these teams do these things to I guess give their team, a boost going into the fourth quarter, to me, it looked like more entertainment more than anything, more than it benefited your team.
Yeah, man, well said. And those who wanted to know the score was 34-24, Bama. Uh, Going to you, 86 Ghost. What was your opinion on this game?
I didn't get to catch up on the game. If that was the Saturday game, I was spending 12 hours up in my system, unfortunately. But
No, it was Friday night game.
oh, I was probably on with Jared actually.
Oh yeah, they were playing. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I missed that one.
Yeah, I was able to have it on my phone, so that's how I knew what was going on. But I know you good. Brother Brent. First of all, thank you for joining us, man. What was your opinion on the game?
Thank y'all so much for having me. Now, I'm not gonna have much of opinion on the game either. I missed it Friday night, but from the information that's actually out there, um, yeah, it is a typical problem of being too quote unquote too comfortable or trying to be too cute from the information that I'm getting. And then yes, it's good to be confident knowing that you've actually taken care of business with a certain team that you're facing again. But you also have to keep in mind that it's very, very different circumstances. And that team has actually learned from the losses probably a bit more than you have from actually achieving victory. So it's important to make sure that you keep your edge in these type of matchups. That also goes to Prairie View A&M.
All right, facts.
Well,
Facts.
let me jump in real quick. I think in Prairie View situation, it was more of you got cocky, you got overconfident, this, that, and the third. And instead of doing what got you to that point, and instead of you putting your foot on their throat and just taking care of business, you did something stupid. The momentum shifted to South Carolina State, and it was off to the races. I think whereas with Oklahoma and Alabama, I don't think it was more a situation where Oklahoma got overconfident. I think it's more of a situation where, they were just struggling. Oklahoma was dominating them up front on both sides of the ball, and they were able to just finally get a drive going. And the wide receiver, he broke like 4 tackles, and he dove into the end zone, and it kind of gave him a shot of adrenaline. It's like they were able to weather the storm, to use a boxing analogy, it's like you getting beat up the first few rounds, and you able to survive that early onslaught, and you able to weather the storm. And once you land that first clean punch, now you go on a run where you run off like a few rounds. Now you get to the halfway point. It's 3 rounds of 3 on the scorecard. Now it's anybody fight. I think more than anything, I think Alabama just kind of survived the early onslaught. It wasn't the fact that Oklahoma really couldn't put their foot on their throat. It just was just like in that just like in that South Carolina State Prairie View game. I don't think it was so much the fact that Oklahoma got overconfident. I think it's just like in that game, the momentum shifted. Once Alabama scored that touchdown, the momentum shifted. Then you get a fluke play where for no reason the punter dropped the ball, and then when you go to punt it, it get blocked. They make a field goal, and then they switched up coverage. They made adjustments from the standpoint of, like JB was saying, that quarterback for Oklahoma, he do a lot of running, and they was able to take away him running. They disguised coverage, and he threw a pick 6. I knew at that point, I'm like, oh yeah, they're in trouble now. It's 17-17, and it seemed like Oklahoma just was gonna run away with it. But once they survived their early onslaught, they finally got the touchdown. It was like the momentum shifted in their favor, and just bad stuff started happening, like fluky type stuff for Oklahoma. So I don't think it was a situation where, it was similar from the standpoint that momentum shifted. However, I think the difference is it felt like Prairie View threw the game away more than anything, whereas I felt like Alabama survived the early onslaught, and they was able to punch back and make their comeback.
Yeah, that pick 6 he threw, John Metier threw was definitely the turn of the tide, in my opinion.
No,
Um,
honestly, I think that first touchdown it gave him a shot of adrenaline. I think that was the turn of the tide, in my opinion.
I hear you. I hear you. Shout out to Anthony Bolton. He said, "Salute, fellas. I'm happy that my Memphis Tigers hired Coach Huck from an HBCU. His wife coached woman b-ball at TSU, and his son played AAU ball in Memphis. Great fit for them or us." Yes, sir. Salute to Coach Huff, man. Uh, Memphis is not shy of hiring former HBCU coaches. They got Kendrick Wade over there, former Mississippi Valley head coach. But
But before we throw back to Brent Fox, you make a valid point. I think that the interception was huge from the standpoint of, Alabama did a good job disguising coverage and tricked them into throwing a pick six. But I think without the touchdown to finally get them on the board and give them that confidence, I don't think you make it to that point. I think Oklahoma run away with it if Alabama wasn't able to score that first touchdown to get them on the board and give them that confidence.
facts.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I'm
Brent.
sorry. I got caught up in the fact that and this is for context. This is my views on the Prairie View game. And I know we'll get to what we're supposed to in a second, but I appreciate you clarifying, Coach. Oh, go ahead, Jared. I'm sorry. This is your show. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I said you good. Go ahead, cook, brother. I'm about to y'all cook. I'm about to refill on coffee. Go ahead.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So with Prairie View, man, they just didn't do the things that actually, to your point, they didn't stick with the things. Let me just rephrase that. They didn't stick with the things that actually made them successful. Yes, I get that you want to try something maybe a little bit more daring and innovative, but at the same time, when you see that something doesn't work, quit doing it. And I think that's probably what drove me the most.
No, I ain't
Like,
gonna lie, brother Brent. I don't mean to cut you off, but
yeah,
that's the thing that made me mad. Like you did it the week before in the SWAC championship game, and it almost bit you in the behind, but it didn't. And
yeah,
then you're gonna do it on the biggest stage for the second week in a row. I'm like, bro,
mm,
you the SWAC coach of the year. How stupid can you be, bro?
yeah, yeah. That one hurt. Like we was running the ball great to start off with. Just stick with that. Now I realize that at some point you got to get the ball to guys in space and stuff like that. And shout outs to Rockwell. He did his thing, and I know he's moving on, but he was a great asset to us while we had him. But shoot, I wouldn't even mind y'all doing more play action and getting him opportunities to try to get the ball down the field. So I mean, yeah, you could do something different, but don't deviate so much of what actually got you success. And then also, like to your point, quit doing stupid. Just yeah. And to be quite honest, we don't know whether or not we're ever gonna get back there. That's
Mm.
that's my thing. You could look at it as, oh yeah, well, we realize that we missed this, and this time. But yeah, I'm confident we'll be back. No, this real life don't work like that. You don't know whether or not you're gonna go back. So you have to take advantage of the opportunity you got right in front of you right now.
Facts.
I think that's what drove me, man. But I'll get off of it.
No, good input, man. Good dialogue. Um, we about to move on to the game that I was wrong as hell on. But before we move on, 86 Ghosts and any other brothers, y'all, you got any other feedback?
Oh yeah, my bad. Happy holidays to everybody. That's why I put my face on camera. Happy holidays to everybody. And
Happy holidays.
I just wanted to make sure that I got that across to our listeners. And I can't express this enough. Congratulations to my brother, Coach 67 Sports TV on that 1K, man.
Yes,
I am so proud, man. I am so proud.
Man,
Congratulations.
I appreciate you, but the work isn't done until we get these 3 channels that's in my midst to that point. Hey, I ain't done nothing yet, in my opinion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Congratulations, coach. And like I said, before we move on, 86 goals, Brent, JB, any other final feedback?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
nope.
Okay. Now, one of the better games of the playoff weekend, Miami versus Texas A&M Aggies. Now, last week, I picked, and I'm be real. This is what we do on Southern Baller Show. If we wrong, we gonna come out and we gonna stand on our square. We ain't gonna die. We ain't gonna hide from no smoke. So I said Texas A&M is basically gonna blow out Miami, the Miami Hurricanes. Why I said that? Because Texas A&M is a SEC team. They played tougher opponents, and I didn't see Miami hanging with them for all 4 quarters, losing to a Louisville. You know, get me wrong, Louisville's good, but like me and JB and Coach explained, the trenches are different for the Power 4 or 5 schools. So anyway,
Boy, you just determined to have Joe Townsend come up here, ain't you?
Man, you must have read my mind, but I was saying the same thing. But you know, Big Joe ain't gonna take too kindly to that.
Hey, look, Louisville one is the ACC. I ain't trying to throw it's ACC. You can be what you say, JB. You can be undefeated. You can beat Bama in the ACC, but in the ACC, you can beat Bama and lose to a Georgia Tech. You can lose to a Louisville. It don't matter.
Florida
That's the
State.
ACC. You lose to a Florida State.
No, I'm just saying who you referring to. Florida
Yeah.
State
Oh,
beat
Florida State.
Bama
Yeah.
first game of the season, and they lost. They lost a lot of games they should have won this year
To
in the
ACC
ACC.
opponents that wasn't that good. So
Yep,
that's all I was
ACC.
saying. That's all I'm saying. I ain't trying to throw shots. What I'm trying to say is I was wrong. Carson Beck played his part. You know my feelings about Carson Beck. He ain't the greatest quarterback in the world, but he did his part. He didn't try to be the hero. He played his part. Mark Fletcher Jr. was amazing, especially that long run in the 4th quarter to get them in the position to score, which gave them the lead. Marcel, now I'm gonna say this: Miami had a chance to go up a couple of scores, but because of them fumbling and making mistakes, it kept the game closer than it should be. And Marcel Reed threw 2 interceptions, so Miami ended up winning 10-3. Very good defensive. Shout out to that Miami defense. They played Texas A&M offense tough. They ain't give up nothing, no touchdowns through the air. What did they running back get? Texas A&M. Texas A&M running back only got, nobody cracked over 3 yards a carry. 3 yards average. That's pretty damn good. So my hats go off to Texas A&M. I mean Miami, excuse me. Goes off to Miami Hurricanes. JB, I'm gonna go to you first because I know your ass over there gloating.
Look, man. I told you.
Boom said, bro, which one of you brothers need to change the battery and the smoke detector? You don't know. Stephen Boone, we this is a black show, man. You know, this is a nigga show, nah. But
Guilty as charged, sir. Guilty as charged.
brother Brent Fox. Nah, man. But go ahead, JB. What up, Stephen Boone?
So I had a feeling that Miami was going to seize the moment. They have a historic program as far as success. The teams from the '90s and the teams from the '80s. You know what I'm saying? And I was correct. I had a feeling, kind of like with Baltimore when Ray Lewis or Ed Reed come out, we always, for most of the time, we play good. We play with a chip on our shoulder, defensively. So I knew when they had Michael Irvin and they had Michael Irvin on the sidelines that they were going to play some good football, tough football, and it was good defensive football too on both sides. But Miami found a way, and I always said Miami has probably some explosive one or two of the explosive pieces on offense with Fletcher. What's the wide receiver name? I can't. I'm blanking on his name. He almost ran a punt return back. What's that boy name? That dude fast.
You talking about Malachi Tony?
Yes, Malachi Tony. Wasn't he with Virginia? Didn't he go to Virginia one year? He was with one. I think one of the ACC teams, but maybe I'm blanking on another play. But anyway, yeah,
No,
man.
Malachi Tony was just a freshman. I think you're talking about somebody else.
Yeah. Okay. But man, they got some pieces on that offense, and Miami always carries some good running backs. Like you said with Fletcher, Junior, he's good, and I'm surprised that they shut down Marcel Reed. Um, that defense was flying to the ball every time he decided to pull the ball down and keep it and run with it. They did not let him get loose. Um, they allowed him to throw the ball, which is probably not. He's not a polished passer yet, Marcel Reed. He will be, but and then they was able to turn the ball over, and get some interceptions from Texas A&M. But man, I enjoyed that football game defensively, and then Miami was able to turn it out and turn out a win at the end. So yeah, shout out to the Hurricanes, man.
Yeah, shout out to the Hurricanes, man. And Steph Boone said L1C4, stand up, yes sir. Coach, what was your opinion on the game? I know you watched it, caught some of it.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was torn because I thought the Miami team from the beginning of the season, they didn't have the kind of momentum that kind of got them to that point, and they just wouldn't be the same team. But at the end of the day, they kind of proved me wrong from the standpoint of, they came out, they handled business. I mean, it wasn't as explosive of a game as I would like. I mean, don't get me wrong, from a coaching standpoint, I done coached in a couple games that were like defensive struggles. And even with that being said, like there are instances where we've seen like just shootout games where I'm like, not enough defense. But for whatever reason, maybe it's because of the way things are nowadays. I was looking for a little bit more offense. But at the end of the day, I felt like it was some good, clean football. It could have, certain things could have been better. But, I mean, it was what it was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Brent said he'll be right back. 86 Ghost, I know you said you was busy, so you ain't catch much college football. But with Miami winning in the playoffs, you think this will be a jolt in the program to bring back the youth like back in the day? Or this is just a one-hit wonder?
I wouldn't say it's a one-hit wonder, but you can't bring back the U from back in the day. You can't bring back Alabama from 2000 to 2010.
Mm-hmm.
The landscape is going to make it just like it is in the NFL now. We're not getting 3-peat championships. It's mathematically impossible. You got rookies coming in who are
I mean, you almost got one last year with the Kansas City Chiefs.
almost, but then you get rookies that come in and just do crazy things, like their cornerbacks came in out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, Mahomes can't do anything. Their front line is killing them. So I mean, I think even with the front line as good as they were, when them two cornerbacks came in and they started performing the way that they were, it made it even worse for anybody else because they had a 6-man rotation at defensive line that was terrorizing the whole league. You could at least do something if the cornerbacks were subpar, but their rookie cornerbacks came in so good they got rid of Darius Slay.
Mm.
So I mean, it's just too much competition. It's too much parity now as far as college, even in high school. I mean, it's too much parity for one team to stay absolutely dominant for more than a year or two, and even being dominant for that year or two, that doesn't guarantee the championship.
That's true. Because you're dealing with injury. Look at Duncanville High School in Texas. They made it. And speaking of dominant, man, North Shore and Duncanville, North Shore being from Houston and then Duncanville being from Dallas, they have been dominant for more than a couple of years. So shout out to them programs and congratulations to North Shore when they beating Duncanville. But to your point, yeah, the U may not be like the U from old, but I think this will be a good jolt in the program to bring things where they competitive again, unlike they are this year, or stay competitive. That's what I'm looking for. I guess what I want to say. Okay. And I wanted to get Brent, but he hopped off. But he's gonna come back on if he can. But man, shout out to Miami, man. I was wrong. I was wrong as hell. And shout out to Reuben Bain Jr. That defensive lineman. He was hunting. He was hunting, bro. So I'm impressed with Miami. Now let's go ahead. Let me go over the landscape of the playoff picture now. So now we got Oregon versus Texas Tech. We got Bama versus Indiana. We got Ole Miss versus Georgia. And then we got Miami versus Ohio State. So I'm going to go down the line. So Oregon versus Texas Tech. Coach, who you got?
I'm gonna go with, in terms of these picks, I'm gonna have a lot of chalk. I'm going with Texas Tech.
You know what? I think Texas Tech can do it because they got firepower and their defense ain't nothing to. They linebacker won I guess the Lombardi Award for the linebacker. Rodriguez, he be hunting. He's their field general as far as on that defense. I think they got the pieces to pull it off. Stephen Boone said, "It wasn't even close to 3-peat with KC. Thank the Lord. Nobody want to see that. Fly Eagles. Oh yeah, we got an Eagle fan in here.
Don't get it twisted. The Eagles beat the brakes off them, but the point I was making in terms of what 8 and 6 Ghost was saying, he made a valid point. But I mean, I think that's as close as you're gonna get to a 3-peat, maybe since the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I ain't gonna lie, the Eagles beat the brakes off them. But like you and JB said last week, especially JB made excellent point, like making them deep Super Bowl runs. Those 3 years, I think it kind of destroyed this season for this season. And Mahomes out, he probably gonna be out to the end of next season. So, if 3 years of dominance, 2 years for certain, like it probably cost you 2 years down the line.
Okay. Okay. JB, who you got? Oregon or Texas Tech?
I think Texas Tech, man. I just think Texas Tech is a overall better, well-rounded football team, offensive and defensively. It just impressed me how they blew out BYU in the championship game. Did they play each other in the championship game? Texas Tech or BYU was that somebody else?
Yeah. They
And
play
they
each other
covered game.
again in the Big 12 championship. Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. So Texas Tech.
All right. 86 Goats. I know you catch college football when you can. But just off the dome, just give me who you think, Oregon or Texas Tech.
I'm gonna go with Oregon. Just that they got to keep their pride, because if they lose this game to Texas Tech, they probably gonna be gone.
I hear you. Especially that, I hate to say it, because Oregon, that offense fast as hell, man. Yeah, Texas Tech over Oregon, Stephen Boone. Yeah, I agree. So that Texas Tech defense got to stay dominant, man. Secondary better be stretched. Make sure they ready to fly. Nothing get behind them. Okay. Oh, this is. I think I know where everybody gonna go, but we're gonna see. Bama versus Indiana. Coach, who you got?
Indiana strong.
JB, Bama or Indiana?
Indiana gonna have to show me them.
You tripping? I got Indiana, man. You tripping?
They beat Ohio State, right?
Right.
This year, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. This is the playoffs. Let's see if that Cinderella story continues. I'm going with Bama, like I said. Like I said, we don't run from no smoke. If I'm wrong, but I'm going with Bama.
I hear you. I think Bama might get smoked this game. 86 goes. Bama or Indiana?
Based on what y'all said from last week, I'm gonna ride with JB.
Oh, you picking Bama too? So we got 2 Indianas, 2 Bama. Okay. Big Red said if Texas Tech can stay physical, then they can win. Yeah. They got the defense to do it and offense. He said give me Mendoza over Simpson. Yeah. Ohio State. Indiana. Jay Good, what's up? Jay Goody. Jay Good. LDBC brother in the building. An HBCU fan. Brent Fox says still on the move, but Indiana. No, you good, Brent? Yeah, I got Indiana as well, man. I saw that game against Ohio State, and I'm thinking to myself, in my opinion, Oregon or the Bamas, even the Georgias, may have a hard time.
I think they'll both be close games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Stephen Boone. Upset of the week, Indiana over Bama. That's what I'm saying, man. I think Indiana got the firepower to do it. And Ole Miss versus Georgia. Who you got, Coach?
I got Georgia.
I got Georgia too. I think this is where Ole Miss playoff runs ends. JB, who you got? Ole Miss or Georgia?
Yeah, Georgia. Georgia's too good defensively.
Ghost.
I'm a lone wolf, and I think Ole Miss got something to prove.
Okay. I don't know. They gonna prove something, all right.
And instead of F them kids, I think they're gonna say F that coach.
Okay, I see where you going.
Lane Kiffin, huh?
And Brent Foster. Unfortunately, Oregon beats Tech. Their team speed is too much for an advantage. And he picked Georgia. Yeah, I'm eager to see how that Texas Tech secondary handles all that speed. But I think they D-line can get there. That's how you handle a wide receiver core with speed. Your defensive line got to be monsters, man. Got to get there, so your secondary can just do what it do. Okay. Now, Miami versus Ohio State. Coach, who you got?
I got Ohio State.
JB?
Yeah, Ohio State, man. I think Ohio State's still reeling about losing to Indiana. I'm going with Miami. Fuck it.
Okay, he's a true believer in Miami. I think this is where it ends for Miami, unfortunately. 86 Goats.
I'm gonna have to go to Ohio on this one. I've been against the grain for most of these, but I ain't crazy.
Well, I'm crazy as hell. I'm going with Miami. I think I don't know, man. I just think this is why I love. I think that the college football thing is it was a good idea because now you get to see who can really coach or who really was just getting by off their players being better than everybody. Especially going past the second, third round. We get to see who can coach.
I don't trust Miami's coach. That's the problem.
Stephen Boone, you ain't alone, JB. Miami over OSU.
Hey man, I just got a feeling Miami trying to, they gonna give it their best shot, man. Miami like the 07 Giants. Once they get in, no matter how up and down they was in the regular season, once they get in, they're gonna show out.
I think that's a little bit of a stretch, but I understand what you're saying. Look, Fox said Ohio State beats the dog shit out of Miami and JB for it. Yeah, your ass. Now I was wrong for Texas Tech, but I don't think I'm gonna be wrong for Ohio State. I don't think. But it's gonna be fun. If I am wrong again, it's gonna be fun to talk about. Michael Irvin makes Booger Sugar look like Flintstone vitamins. Let's go, Kane. You stupid.
God, dog.
Damn.
Carson Beck scared. He don't trust Carson Beck's
Damn.
skills against
I forgot about that.
No.
Oh no. I forgot.
No, fuck that.
I forgot Carson.
No, fuck that. Stay with your team.
I
Man.
forgot they had Carson back. Yeah, I forgot they had Carson back.
How
But
you
fuck it, I'll
forget?
stay with Miami.
Yeah, they going against that Ohio State defense, but we gonna see. We definitely gonna see. Okay, fellas. Now, normally when we talk about the NFL, man, we used to just go over the scores, right? Since the playoffs is nearing, we're gonna talk about something different, man. We're gonna do a different way by each conference in the AFC and NFC. We're gonna give our opinion on which team we think is gonna come out. We're gonna avoid talking about the teams and that we already know is not gonna make it. So, for example, the AFC North. Damn, wish Brent Fox was back on here. But in the AFC North, we got Steelers and Ravens, and the Ravens is in the hunt, and Steelers is in the lead or have that spot in the AFC North. If the Ravens beat the Patriots tonight, we do have a better opportunity. So when we do play the Steelers, and if we beat them, we can be back in the league or in the playoffs. But it all depends. It's of course hypothetical. So, but honestly, fellas, start with Coach. Who you think will end up being on taking over the AFC North? The Steelers or the Ravens?
Don't get me wrong. I want the Ravens to beat the Patriots, but
There
it's
you
not
go.
gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I think it's gonna be the Steelers.
Definitely understand. Brent Fox, you back on just in time. Do you think your Steelers are going to keep the lead in the AFC North?
Can y'all still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm still thinking no. Uh, this team is, even though I think right now we're tied with Detroit 10-10. This team is just too Jekyll and Hyde, man. I would love to be able to trust them a lot better, and I know that Boone is probably going to be talking about my turn signal next. But I I just do not, I just do not trust these guys, man. It's 1 week, your defense is on point, it's doing what it's supposed to do, it's surpassing expectations, and then the next week you put on a performance where you can't stop the Buffalo Bills at all. So yeah, man, I don't know, man. I think your Ravens might still wind up getting it.
All right, JB, I want you to be honest, man. And then the 86 goes. I'm coming to you after. We got two Ravens fans, including myself, on the panel. So JB, what's your opinion? You think the Ravens gonna steal it, or we gonna louse it up because of John Harbaugh?
I believe it when I see it. I'm the same boat with Brent. I don't trust this John Harbaugh led team. He refused to play or replace the two players that are causing us to have these bad games, especially the games where Lamar wasn't in, was hurt and didn't play because we couldn't run the ball. So I think pride, comes, before a fall. You know what I'm saying? So I think if we lose or lose out, it's because of a prideful John Harbaugh. The reason why your QB is hurt because you refuse to upgrade or change your interior O lineman. You do that with every position. When a cornerback is not playing good, you substitute him. When a running back fumble, you substitute them. When a linebacker not doing what they're supposed to, we've seen that with Trent Simpson. You substitute them. It's funny when it comes to Daniel Filet. Like we know you know him since he was a kid, and Jason Voorhees or whatever you want to call him. Cause he that motherfucker scary when it comes to blocking. That motherfucker can't block at all. Uh, when it comes to them two, you refuse to, make that upgrade, and then you wonder why you got fans saying that they think it's sabotage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and Lamar is already he's been doing this since he got in the league doing more with less. Then he gotta play with motherfuckers that can't have acting like they can't catch the freaking ball, fumbling before they get in the end zone, and then you got the referee calling questionable shit. So it is what it is, bro. I believe it when I see it. I'm still going to pick us to win, but I'm doubtful.
Okay. Okay. 86 Ghosts. I saved you for last for a reason. What's your opinion? You think the Ravens can snatch it, the division, or fall on their face?
I don't think they can snatch anything. I think at this point in time, John's coaching for what little career he has left. But honestly, we need Pittsburgh to give us some help, because I mean, even if we were to win our next game, if we don't beat Pittsburgh, I don't think we're in first place anyways. So Pittsburgh has to slide and kind of give it to us, and John just has to be gracious and have the common sense to accept what's given to him, because quite honestly, outside of Lamar just willing the whole team like he always does, we don't have any other chance or choice.
86 Ghosts. Our organization has been very, very charitable to other teams. I think we're probably going to win the Walter Payton Award as a team for giving away games. So you might get what you're asking for, brother.
I ain't asking for it. I'm asking for our coach to be fired. You're not helping us. You hurting us.
Well, damn.
Yeah, man. We tired. Baltimore Ravens fans tired of it, man. They're tired of it. But yeah, that was the AFC North. Now the AFC South. We got the Colts, Texas, and Jaguars. Jaguars are playing a tough. They're tied with the Broncos right now, 17-17. Who you think gets that division? Jaguars, Texans, or Colts? I got the. I think the Texans get it. Coach, what's your opinion?
I'm deviating from my pick of the Jaguars, and I'm gonna go with the Texans too.
Okay. JB.
I said last week. I said the Colts, but I don't know, man. They got too many people injured. Sauce ain't coming back. Sis still out. Sauce Gardner and yeah. So I think the Texans is playing good football right now.
Okay.
D'Amico Ryan's got these boys playing.
So nobody trusts the Jaguars.
No, you shouldn't.
Okay. Brent, who do you think takes the AFC South?
I too picked the Houston Texans. I do not trust the Jaguars.
All right. And then 86 Ghosts.
I'm actually going to take the Jags with 2 games left. They just have to hold on and be strong. And quite honestly, I think the Jags and the Texans both make it to the playoffs.
Okay. Okay. Then the AFC West. The Chiefs and Raiders are out, especially the damn Raiders. The Chargers and the Broncos. Who get it? I got the Broncos getting it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Broncos too.
Brent Fox.
I also have the Denver Broncos, but shout out to the LA Chargers for a masterful performance they put up against the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, nobody like the Cowboys.
I can't stand the Cowgirls either.
Okay.
And the irony is, I live in South Louisiana. I'll probably say outside of the Saints. In fact, you probably have more Steelers and Cowgirl fans in my area than anything, especially with the older generation, like the younger generation. You know, some of them might like the Ravens, the 49ers, the Giants, you know, different teams. But I can't speak for other cities, but in my area, you'd be surprised how many people are from South Louisiana that don't like the Saints and that like the Cowgirls and that like the Steelers, you know.
Okay. Stephen Boone said, "Nah, Jags are playing good ball," and I agree. Jags and Texans are in. Okay. JB, did you mention who you picking?
Yeah, Broncos, man. Yeah, Broncos. The Chargers is just I can't. Justin Herbert, he just you know he go to sugar the shit too much for me. You know, he play good and especially in the playoffs. Playoffs, he that motherfucker play garbage. But yeah,
Okay, 86 goes.
I got the Broncos also. I think they got a 2-game lead. I don't think they get caught.
Okay. Yeah, they 12-2, and yeah, and then it's not looking good for them. Jaguars just scored. But all right, let's move on to the NFC. We got Stephen Boone's Eagles, and
did we do the NFC East?
Yeah, we doing the NFC East. Now the Eagles, of course, we know they're gonna take it, man.
Man, they got their division. Yeah,
they already clinched it.
Yeah,
they already clinched it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cowboys, Commanders, Giants is garbage. To be fair, Jaden Daniels haven't been healthy all year. But still, Eagles got that clinched. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not going to lie. Saquon Barkley started to come on at the right time.
Yeah.
Come on at the right time.
Yeah, that touchdown run he had yesterday versus the Commanders, that was nothing short of amazing, man. That contact balance and being able to get through all those tackles, that was incredible.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm referring to. And it's cold. And and you got Saquon or somebody like that, or even Derrick Henry coming at you. Yeah, you're gonna start making business decisions.
Especially if you ain't playing for nothing. But yeah.
You good, 86 goes. You can just give your opinion, bro.
I had the Patriots out of the AFC East. I don't know what I was doing when you said that part.
Let me see.
I don't know. We picked the AFC East, huh?
Yeah, we ain't do the AFC East yet.
Yeah. You tripping. I skipped the whole AFC East. You're right. So the AFC East, Patriots and Bills. Who y'all got?
I'm moving for my pick again. I'm going with the Patriots because originally I picked the Bills, but I'm going with the Patriots.
All right, JB.
I'm gonna be real with you. I want to say Patriots, but I don't trust. And this is coming from a Tar Heel fan. I like Drake May. I appreciate, but I know Drake May limitations. I got a feeling that Buffalo's gonna come back, but I'm gonna go ahead and stay with the Patriots, man.
You ain't look at their next 3 games.
Who the Buffalo?
The Patriots. They face us, the Jets, and the Dolphins.
Oh, so even if we beat them tonight, they still should be good.
They face the Jets and the Dolphins for the last 2 games. So,
then Patriots.
All right. Okay. Brent.
Yeah, unfortunately, I got that team in Boston. You know, I don't say that name.
He's at that team in Buffalo. Uh, I got
Now
Buffalo
that
too.
team in Boston, that team in Boston in
Oh,
the New
Boston.
England
Okay.
area.
Oh yeah, that team. Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't say that name.
Okay.
I still
Okay.
hate them.
I'll say it for you. You got the Patriots. And and 86 goats.
Yeah, I got the Patriots. They face us, the Jets, and the well, I guess not lowly, but the Dolphins. And Buffalo has, I mean, they have the Jets and the Eagles for the next two games. So I kind of feel like the Eagles will just beat up on them just because they can, and you know anybody can beat up on the Jets.
Right. Yeah. The Jets haven't got an interception
They
all
lost to
year.
the Saints today. That tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah. That's
And the
yes.
thing about it was,
Man,
I was hoping my Saints lost, to put more ping pong balls in the hopper, but I guess it's gonna be the Jets and the Giants,
Yeah.
with the top couple
man,
picks.
man, they let Tyler Shutt throw for 300.
And I'm glad you said that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
I'm glad you said that, JB, because one of these Saints fans told me, yeah, Spencer Rattler only won one game as a starter, and Tyler Shuck 4-3. First of all, Tyler Shuck playing against some weaker competition for one. And second of all, everybody around him seemed to be playing better with him in. When Spencer Rattler was there, the defense was garbage. Receivers dropping passes and stuff. I don't know. I kind of felt like they kind of low key sabotage Spencer Rattler, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe they don't like him.
You saying that maybe that might be a real thing, JB.
No. JB, no, we watched quarterback one documentary, and it followed him from his high school career to college, where his attitude. A lot of people think he too arrogant.
Yeah,
So
you gotta be a certain type of person. Yeah, he got a unusual personality as a young man, even in high school. So that can be, and I'm not even like Shador Sanders. It's like, yeah, yeah,
Carson Wentz or Jamie Foxx on any given Sunday.
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't have a problem with Willie Beeman. I thought Willie Beeman was cool on the movie. I
I'm
think
not even with. You gotta be good to be Willie Beeman. Like he wasn't even like
no,
didn't notice people that you.
Martell on the replacements.
Yeah,
oh,
he
yeah,
like
I'm lying. Hey, Martell was a butthole, bro.
Yeah,
yes.
that's a better example. Martell on the
All
replacement.
right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Yeah, I can see it now. But still in order, I mean, it seemed like they liked him, but it seemed like when they put Shuck in, it's like the defense played better, the receivers got open more. It wasn't even so much the fact they was dropping passes. It was just like they just made more plays when Shuck came in. Maybe they know they putting all their chips on him as the future franchise guy, whatever, whatever. But either way, I felt like they make more plays and they play more complimentary football as a team. I mean, just think about it. They beat the Bucks and they beat the Panthers. I'm like, why? Why you won't win now? Why not just tank and try to get the number one pick? Even if
I
you
mean,
don't see nobody you like, at least you could trade back or something.
Chuck
I
might have some
mean,
frill somewhere in his lineage, and they realize that.
But
I
I'm
mean,
not
it
gonna
could
lie
be the
though.
case, Coach. Yeah, maybe Spencer ain't doing it wrong. Maybe you know, I don't
They
know.
grab
Maybe
I,
the team just gel better with Tyler.
no,
That could be the case too.
no. I can kind of see. It kind of feels like they gravitate more around him. You know what I'm saying? So that might be the
Right.
thing.
Yeah, man. And Anthony Boat said Jacoby Myers is an excellent addition for the Jags. Yeah, he balling. Stephen Boone said Eagles clinch. Yeah, and he said no one else in the division with the Eagles. They gonna be on Cancun in Cancun for 2 weeks. Yep. Everybody else is getting they vacation plans ready. Yep. Uh. Okay. Now we can thank you, fellas. Now we can move on to the rest of the NFC. Uh, Bears, Packers, or Lions.
I got the Bears.
I
I got
also have the Bears.
JB.
And the Packers should have won that game yesterday, man. Onside. I mean, fuck. I'll stay with the Packers. The Bears. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Packers. Fuck it.
I don't see it, but
I don't see it either.
I just don't trust the Bears, man. I just don't trust them.
To your point,
Well,
JB,
neither
I
do
do
I the
see what
Packers.
you're saying. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
To your point, JB, I do see what you're saying, man. At times Caleb Williams looked real desperate out there, but also like those desperation shots or those shots that actually look bad at first were the 2 touchdowns late in the game that actually helped them win. Like I thought he actually threw the ball away when he hit old boy in the corner of the end zone. I thought he was just throwing it away, but old buddy caught it, and that actually helped them get the game. So I have to go with the Bears at this particular point. I thought that Green Bay was their kryptonite, but seeing them overcome that last night, I mean, I have the Bears for the NFC North.
Damn. Jags up 30-17 against Denver.
They must have heard us.
Yeah, they must have. Okay.
And then they made the Lions and let Goff get sacked first. Man. Okay, whatever.
NFC South. We got the
I got the Carolina Panthers.
you beat what I was about to say. I got the Panthers too. JB,
Panthers.
Brent.
Yeah. Shout out to the Carolina Panthers. I mean, they I think they all but sealed it today. I didn't expect them to beat the Bucks, but they did. So I got the Carolina Panthers.
And just to think, brother Brent, the Saints beat both of them. Crazy, bro.
Oh,
Crazy.
my bad. Yeah, and 86 goes my bad. Did you pick on the Bears and Packers?
I was going with the Bears. I mean, if they win one game, nobody in that division can catch them. The Packers have a split game where they have a tie, so they can reach 11-5-1 at best, which I think the Bears still had a tiebreaker. And the Lions, they can reach 11-6 at best, but I believe the Bears have a tiebreaker over them also. So even with everything matching, and I believe one of them has to play a tough team. So I'm not giving too much leeway to anybody besides the Bears right now.
Okay. And then your NFC South pick.
I rock with the Panthers, but the Bucks face the Dolphins and the Panthers as far as that goes, and I believe the Panthers have a tough game on either the next game or the game after. The Panthers will have to face the Seahawks, which I got the Seahawks decimating them. So I think the Bucks will pull it out barely.
I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing about it, Carolina just need the one win. I think they're gonna get that one win.
Well, if they lose the next game to the Seahawks and the Buccaneers beat them, they don't get that one win.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Carolina beat Tampa Bay today, right?
Yeah, but like you said earlier, hard to beat a team 2 and 3 times in the same season.
That's true too.
Yeah, that's true. And Anthony Vogel said, yeah, artist form, that's Caleb Williams was solid yesterday. I bet he wears assless chaps under his uniform.
Hey,
what did he get to deserve that slander?
You know, the black fingernail polish and that type of crap, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
man,
was
that threw
I,
me off him wearing the black fingernail. Like, what the?
the black fingernail polish, the cat. I think a lot of men feel like he's very effeminate. You know.
I had a homeboy who wore black fingernail polish, but that was just his thing. But he'll lay hands on you.
Yeah,
yeah. You,
I guess the guy. I mean, the last time I seen somebody with black fingernail polish in high school, and it was like the white, people who claimed it to be gothic. You know what I'm saying? But I that threw me off when I saw a brother wearing black fingernails. What's going on? So
Yeah,
Dude,
I don't think he's soul power brother, like undercover brother. I don't think he that type of cat, JB. If you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying. But
yeah.
the
yeah,
last person I know to wear black fingernail polish. In fact, never mind.
yeah, keep that to yourself. Keep that to yourself.
You stupid. Y'all stupid. Anyway, the NFC West, the Seahawks or the Rams or the 49ers?
I got the Seahawks.
I'm still mad at y'all for trading Shaheed over to the damn Seahawks. 'Cause that's
Whoo, I'm
all they
pissed
need.
about it. And all you get was a fourth and a fifth round pick in return. And then guess what? You got Seahawks fans online talking about the Seahawks gave up too much to the Saints to get Shaheed for a fourth and fifth round pick. Man, hey, I'll give y'all them damn picks right now if I get Shaheed back. Bring Shaheed back to New Orleans. Mickey Loomis, you make me sick, Loomis.
Stephen Boone said he got the Rams. I can see that. But the Seahawks, didn't Seahawks just lose?
no, Seahawks just beat the
Oh, they
Rams,
won.
man.
Yeah, they beat the Rams.
No,
Yeah,
Yeah.
by an
no,
overtime. Yeah,
man, Seahawks, man.
Seahawks. I got the Seahawks as well. Uh,
I have the Seahawks as well, but I mean the Rams have an easier schedule with their last two games. But if the Seahawks win one of them games, they'll be tied at the end of the season. And I'm pretty sure. I think the Seahawks might have swept that series. I'm not
oh,
exactly sure.
don't get it twisted, Stephen Boone. They gonna do enough to win the division. I ain't say Sam Darnold is gonna tear it up in the playoffs. So I'm with you on that. Sam Darnold gonna be Sam Darnold eventually.
He gonna throw at least two picks, and then every now and again hit you with that 3-pick game. So
Sorry, they split that series 1-1 actually, but Sam Darnold can be Sam Darnold with that Seahawks team because guess what? They can erase some of Sam Darnold's mistakes. He was Sam Darnold when they won in overtime.
That's true.
yeah, and then they got a good head coach that should have been our head coach or
Right.
defensive coordinator.
Somebody was saying
Man, you just let Aaron Rodgers juke you.
They were saying Clint Kubiak is mid as an offensive coordinator, and then the next drive he comes back and he calls a great drive. And on that great drive, there was 2 or 3 passes that Sam just missed outright. And I said, hey, if you had Lamar over there, Clint Kubiak would be amazing as offensive coordinator because you don't have a guy just missing a 4-yard wheel route somehow with nobody in front of him. Sam Darnold's been Sam Darnold, but they just covered up well enough.
Yeah, that's coaching. That's coaching, bro. And then you can tell what you didn't. Yeah.
Gino got that. He left him, and now Gino sucks because guess what? That Seahawks team, ain't covering up for him because I done seen Gino throw a pick and then go back and miss a wide open 3rd down conversion after only getting 2 first downs, and they punted away. And now he's doing that in Oakland, and it's just not looking as pretty.
Yeah,
man,
it goes both ways. Ain't that funny? Players can cover up the incompetence of coaches, and coaching staff and players around the organization can cover up the incompetence of a quarterback or certain players.
Can't cover up them guards though.
Nope.
Sure can't.
Need that. With don't get me. We ain't gonna try to make this a Baltimore Raven show. That's you hear people say malpractice. What John Harbaugh is doing is malpractice for your ass. He need to be fired just for this alone. Ridiculous. But y'all, man, it's time for us to get up off here, man. We cooked, man. I enjoyed. This was a fun conversation. Um, Anthony Bolton said, "I trust Matt Stafford more than Sam Darnold." Yes, everyone on here do.
That says a lot because Matt Stafford just got through a winning record about 5 weeks ago as far as his career. So
Yeah. But 86 Ghosts, man. Let everybody know where they can meet you and see you, man.
YouTube 86 Ghosts, 86ghosts.com for clothing, hats, notebooks, all types of other stuff. And besides my channel, I'll be with Big Reg on some days when he's streaming, and I might be here a little bit more often.
Yes, sir. You're always welcome, man. Whenever you can. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Check him out, man. Good content. Good content. Brent Fox. Let everybody know where they can beat you and see you.
All right. Thank y'all so much, first and foremost, for having me on. Secondly, you can actually meet me and see me on It's Just Me, hosted by Brent Fox, usually on Thursdays. This week, I'm going to probably either do a pre-recorded show or I'm going to go ahead and lay my content out early. But thank you all again, man, for having me on.
No problem, man. Y'all make sure y'all support Brother Brent Fox. Good content. Coach 67 Sports TV, and again, congratulations. He just hit 1,000 subscribers. Y'all can continue to support. But Coach, let everybody know where they can beat you and see you.
Before I get into that, salute to everybody in the chat. Jay Barr, Big Reg, Willie Osborne, Anthony Bolton, Stephen Boone. Oh man, speaking of Stephen Boone, man, major shout out to Xavier Boone. I like the little short film he did. Too bad he wasn't here in Louisiana. Me and him will be the link up and do some work together.
Yes,
definitely
sir.
like the little short film he did. And shout out to everybody in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Major shout out to Xavier Boone. But you can catch me at Coach 67 Sports TV here on YouTube. Like the brother say, I just hit 1,000 subscribers. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you another edition of the Tailgate Party. I'm going to talk about Marshall Faulk, just gradually putting the pieces to the puzzle together for the Southern University Jaguars. In fact, I'm going to invite the collective on tomorrow. Jay Good, the brother Big Joe Town, and all the members of the Southern Baller Show. I'm going to invite y'all on tomorrow to the Tailgate Party, talk about Marshall Faulk, talk about them Jags. I'm going to drop the link with y'all tomorrow. So we're going to try to get it popping tomorrow night. I think it's episode 19, if I'm not mistaken, of the Tailgate Party. So y'all come through. Y'all check me out tomorrow night around this time. Catch y'all on the rebound. Y'all have a blessed, phenomenal evening. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to everybody. We're going to catch y'all on the rebound. And salute to the awesome and amazing LDBC. Dick.
Yes, sir. And JB, any enlightening words or any words to get us out of here, bro?
Yeah, man. It's been another fantastic show here on the Southern Baller Show. Happy holidays. Y'all make sure y'all speak to y'all family. Y'all make sure y'all enjoy y'all work week. Don't let them work you too hard this week. Please take your days off. Don't let these jobs work you to death. But other than that, man, y'all don't. And then another thing, don't wait till the new year to start making changes. Do them now, so you can start your 2026 better. But other than that, man, love y'all, and I'll catch y'all next week.
All right. Thank you for those words, JB. And this was another installment of the Southern Baller Show. Y'all be blessed. Shout out to the mighty LDBC.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.